Hey guys, it's Will. As I go into spring break, I thought this would be a nice opportunity to step back and really define cognitive load as I see it and as it relates to emotional intelligence. But before we get started, I want you to remember three things: blue elephant, 27, pizza. No notes, just keep it in your mind. All right, let's talk about teaching. So put yourself in a lesson, and in the same 30 seconds, you have to decide, do I pause for this student over here who's probably going to take us on a tangent, even though she has the right answer? Do I address that side conversation that's happening over there? He needs to go to the bathroom, but I'm pretty sure I just saw his best friend walk by, so that's why he needs to go to the bathroom. That's cognitive load for a teacher, and it happens all the time. Research says from Education Week that teachers make up to 1,500 decisions every day, or 3 a minute. In 2024, either way, that's cognitive load in action. So what is cognitive load? Basically, it's the mental effort required to process and retain information. Think about your brain like a laptop. If you've got a million tabs open, eventually everything's going to slow down or just crash out altogether. John Sweller's theory in 1988 of cognitive load defined three types. There's intrinsic load, which is just the complexity of the task itself, how difficult something is. The extraneous load, which is all the noise, all of the distractions that are around us. And then the germane load, which is the effort that we have to take to actually learn and apply knowledge. There's also some really cool work coming out of Michael Kennedy's lab at the University of Virginia that shows instructional complexity increases teacher cognitive load, making it harder for us to focus on effective instruction. Basically saying that the complexity of what we're asking teachers to teach and how we're asking them to teach it, it's actually increasing cognitive load and making it harder for teachers to focus on effective instruction. So it's a really critical part of what we do, and it's something that happens in those examples every second, every day. So the weight of the decisions that we have are not just little decisions here and there, yes or no. We make a lot of decisions and they have high stakes. There's back to back all day long, and our decisions have, sometimes very important consequences. So those tasks pile up. For example, a teacher's grading papers, responding to emails, adjusting their lesson before third period starts, and trying to decide how they're going to regroup to manage that one little bit of classroom behavior over there. Well, all of that's happening at the same time. And that's cognitive load. And some of those things are going to fall through the cracks. Students experience the same thing, right? Research shows that when students face too many simultaneous tasks, that their retention and that their engagement just plummet. Imagine like some 12-year-old middle schooler trying to follow complex and really deliberate lab steps while he's also trying to police all the stuff that his sloppy group mates are leaving around, and he doesn't have a good relationship with one of them, so he's worried about that, and he didn't study for a math test that he's got coming up. All of that stuff just pummels and pummels and pummels this kid's readiness for the academic task in front of him, or the social task in front of him, or just getting to know him or herself. So how do we fix this cognitive load? Because if it's happening all the time, then, we have to see if we can try to get in front of it. So for teachers, I think it's reducing that noise, simplifying lessons and reducing the extraneous load, right? Using your routines to reduce your decision fatigue. Do the same thing for your students. Our students' worlds are just bombarded with information all the time. I think it's our responsibility to teach them how to receive and organize that information, right? So all of a sudden, instead of cognitive load, you're learning how to use and stretch cognitively. And for administrators, I think it's, really just simple and shorter meetings. Again, reducing that decision fatigue. Some things don't need to be meetings. They need to be an action with something that you can go and take practice. So cognitive load is very real, and reducing it is going to help everybody: teachers, students, and school leaders. So do you remember the three things from the beginning of this video? If you do, good for you. If not, that's cognitive load in action. Too much new information in, older information gets pushed out. So as I'm going into spring break, I'm going to be thinking of ways that I can bring to my staff, ways that we can reduce cognitive load in ourselves and in our students. If you can think of some ways, or if you know some things that you're doing that work in your building, please comment below. And thank you so much for following.